Hi stars, welcome to Sephirim. I'm Natalie and I'll be reading tarot today. Today we're going to be looking at the novel spread. It's an original tarot spread that I have created, so tune in and find out what this 5-card spread is all about. So we'll be using the Sun and Moon Tarot today. This is a lovely little deck. It's little but it's very loud, so they're very lovely, beautiful pictures that speak wonders and are very good for intuition reading. So for today's 5-card novel spread, as I said, it's an original spread that I have created. I've got my lovely volunteer Joseph that said I can read for him today. So to kick us off, I've chosen 2 significators to kind of connect to Joseph's energy. And this is 6 of Swords and the Chariot. This tells me that Joseph is a very kind of keyed on individual but very creative. But he's not that kind of wishy-washy creative person. He's actually quite clever about it. It goes a lot deeper than people see at face value. He's also ruled by the July Cancer sign, which is what the Chariot is telling me. He has very strong Cancer connections. That's a kind of very home buddy loving family person. Can go either way as well. You know, he's got pincers as well as being able to go back and forth. But you know, it tells me he's a creative, strong but very happy person between the people that he cares most about. So the novel spread is because I have a very healthy addiction to books. I love reading. I made this spread purely for kind of fun, really. It's just a personality spread, really. It doesn't answer any questions. It just kind of tells you what kind of person you are. This is a very good introspective way of looking at yourself, kind of an outside view of perspective, and you can kind of grow on that. It really looks into you know, what people judge you about, because of course you judge a book by its cover, the kind of way that you present yourself, the synopsis on the back, and then it has all that things in the middle of the book that, you know, your conflicts and resolutions and all that kind of stuff that's hidden away and people don't realise until they actually get to know you. And that's what the novel spread is really about. It's very simple and quick to do. It's kind of fun, because who doesn't love doing a personality test? And that is what this spread is kind of about. So first up, Joseph's kind of cover per se is Queen of Pentacles. So this is what people judge him about. Like I was saying with the Chariot and 6 of Swords earlier, Joseph, people kind of don't see you as deep as you are. They take you at face value, and there's a very strong mother or sister energy that people know more than they know you. Is like people judge you on the people that they know you through. Like you know, if it's your mother, they always think, oh, you're riding on your mother's skirt tails, or it's your sister. It's, you know, they think about them before they really think about you and about their actions before they judge your actions. It's that kind of other person that people are seeing more and judging you on, rather than looking mostly at yourself. And they do negatively look at you that way. It is a little bit frustrating, but you kind of just let it glide off your back. You don't let it bother you. You're very a warm person, so it, you know, hot like the desert, it's, you kind of just let people crumble away, and if they're gonna have a bad day, then let them have a bad day on their own. You'll get on with it. You're very protective of your family and you love them dearly, so if people are going to be negative about them and get to you, then you don't want anything to do with them. You know, you will get rid of them like the desert can get rid of most things, because it's dry and angry, as well as, you know, this beautiful landscape. That's kind of what people judge you on first. And the second card in this spread is actually the kind of the first impression that you make once you've actually got someone in. So the first card, the judging of the cover, is before people really even spoken to you. The second card is actually your first impression of when people are talking to you or you're interacting with people. And this is Prince of Swords. So it's actually quite the flip of energy. You've gone from like an earthy thing that people expect to, when they've actually met you, you're the swords, it's the air. They kind of understand your mind is very quick, and they're very impressed at first, but they also feel that you can't be tied down. You're very quick to get away. You're very fast, but it's not like you go out away and you're not in people's thoughts anymore. You actually make that big impression. It's like you don't feel you need to be presently in front of them anymore, but they really do remember you. You've got like this great presence. You make an impression. That's the kind of thing that people get to know about you first of all. So then we go into the third card of the spread, which is the heart of the spread and also the heart of the story. This is very much about what the people learn about you once they've got to know you quite a lot. You're deep into that kind of novel, you're deep into the story, and then you're really finding out about what the characters are like and what everything is around the book. So the third card in the novel spread is Ace of Cups for you, Joseph. And this really means people learn how deep you are. As I kept saying earlier in the spread and with your significator cards, people just kind of passed you off as a kind of shallow, skin deep type person, but you actually go much deeper than that. You've got a very, very deep heart, and you're an ocean that's hidden behind a puddle to what people think anyway. And that's really going to shine out one of these days. It's just going to take that one little thing that's gonna just crack, and then you'll explode, and people are going to see so much more about you and really understand a lot more. Into the fourth card of the novel spread, and this is the kind of wrapping up card. It's the, how do I put this? It's the, what you surprise people with. It's the twist at the end. It's that kind of exciting bit that that's why people love you. This is why people stay. This is why people kind of recommend you and recommend the book to other people. It's that bit that only people close to you really understand, and it's only when people have gone through the kind of getting to know you and building that relationship that they really know this part about you. And that is Prince of Cups, which, as we keep saying, it's people realise just how much of a depth your emotions have. But it's not just, like I said, you were not a wishy-washy artist before. It's that kind of power behind your emotions. You have such a control, and you're not like the King of Cups, who is like, all sitting nicely on top. You are the Prince of Cups. You're the one that woos people. You have that vulnerability in you, and that's kind of what draws people to you. But you do have that presence. You make an impression, and it's just kind of kindness and fun. But you do like to play, and you do like to kind of get around and kind of meet new people, and you actually find excitement out of life. But it's only when people really get to know you that they kind of see the stars around you, and they really do understand like how magical a being you are. And then, so we go to the fifth card, which is kind of like the back cover of a book. So that's where you find the blurb. And this is the kind of card that says, how do you present yourself to others? How do people describe you to others? Like, what would their introduction of you be at a party? And that's Six of Cups. And this is, people tend to say you are a playful person, and, you might be a little bit wasteful. You're not perfect in any way, but, you're great to be around, and you're the one that when you come into the room, you light it up. People want to be able to look at you. That's what this is all about. The blurb of a book can never really capture the entirety of it, because it's meant to kind of draw you in, and you don't want to give away the spoilers. So this is kind of warning you that, sometimes you do need to have that seriousness, because you have such an intellect. You've got strong sword suits. Prince of Swords was early on in your reading as well. Whereas people do tend to flake off and see the cup side, which is the emotional side. I think you really do need to kind of snap and make people realise like what kind of knowledge is in you as well, not just the kind of fun, happy side of yourself. You know, you gotta push that kind of the cognitive side of your personality as well. That will really help people kind of just be amazed and be happy for you and stuff. So that is the 5-card novel spread. As I said, it's just a very fun personality spread. You don't need to have a question to use it. It's better if you don't. It is just a kind of overview. Who am I? What am I like? And what do other people see in me? It's because we might not care what people think of us, but it's always good to know what opinions are so that we can make sure no one's lying about us, make sure no one gets confused. If you've got an interview coming up, this is a great spread to do so that you know how you're presenting yourself. It can show you how to bring out your strengths. You know, if you're showing a lot of weaknesses, then you know what those weaknesses are and how to overcome them and look like a more confident person. It's if you're about to go on your first date and meet someone, then you could do this for you could do it for them. You can see what, you know, you get along like. It's just a fun little spread that you can use just off the hat any time of day. So that's it for the novel spread. If you would like to have me read any tarot spreads for you, then please go to my Etsy store and buy one. And if you would like to get a free reading, I do go on my Instagram and ask for volunteers to sign up for future spread videos. So, you know, follow me, Sephardim, on Instagram and, you know, say hi whenever I put up my next volunteer post. So thanks very much for tuning in. Bye, stars!